Andromeda is 2.537 million light-years away, and it has been accelerating toward Earth for 4 billion years. Not drifting, not wandering, locked. Gravitationally imprisoned on a direct collision course, closing 110 kilometers every single second, and there is no force in the known universe capable of stopping it. NASA confirmed the trajectory quietly, no emergency broadcast, no global summit. Just a dataset buried in the literature, filed under long-range projections, cross-referenced with a number so large most people skip over it. Because if you sit with what that number actually means, if you let the math land, then you realize that something 1 trillion stars wide has been hunting this solar system since before the first complex life crawled out of the ocean, and it has never slowed down. Dark energy is the most powerful force in the observable universe. Right now, it is pushing every galaxy away from every other galaxy, accelerating the expansion of space itself at a rate that makes escape velocity meaningless. The Milky Way's nearest neighbors are retreating. The galaxies beyond them are retreating faster. By the time the universe is 3 times its current age, most of what we can see tonight will be gone, swallowed by distance, unreachable even at the speed of light. Every galaxy, except one. Andromeda is the single galaxy in our observable universe that dark energy cannot touch. Its gravitational mass, 1 trillion stars, plus dark matter halos stretching 1.3 million light-years in every direction, creates a gravitational bond so absolute that the expansion of spacetime itself cannot break it. The same force pulling the entire cosmic web apart stops, right here, between us and that galaxy. Why is Andromeda the one galaxy dark energy can't push away from us? We'll come back to that. Because the answer is more unsettling than the question. For most of human history, Andromeda wasn't a threat. It was a smear of light in the autumn sky, visible to the naked eye, but interpreted as a cloud, a nebula, something close and harmless. It wasn't until Edwin Hubble trained the world's most powerful telescope on it in 1923 that the scale became undeniable. That smear of light was an entire galaxy, 2.5 million light-years away. Already the largest object the human eye can detect without assistance. What Hubble couldn't measure then, what took another century of increasingly precise instruments to confirm, was the velocity. When astronomers finally managed to measure Andromeda's approach speed with enough precision to be certain, the number was 110 kilometers per second, not toward some distant region of space. Toward us, toward this solar system, toward this planet. That number did not come with a press conference. There is no countdown clock on any government website. No international task force formally designated to monitor it. The data sits in the same repositories as everything else, accessible, unglamorous, and almost universally filtered out of public conversation because the collision is calculated to occur in approximately 4.5 billion years. But here is what that framing buries. Right now, as you watch this, Andromeda has already closed the gap. Every second that passes, it is 110 kilometers closer than it was a second ago. In the time it takes a human heart to beat twice, Andromeda moves a distance equivalent to crossing the continental United States. It has been doing this since before multicellular life existed on this planet, since before oxygen was breathable, since before the oceans were fully formed. 4 billion years of approach, and it has never decelerated. You are sitting on a planet inside a gravitational trap that was already in motion when the first single-celled organisms were dividing in shallow Precambrian seas. The collision was already in progress when the dinosaurs appeared. It was still in progress when they vanished. It was in progress when the first humans looked up at that faint smear of light and had no idea what they were seeing. The trap didn't open recently, it has always been closed. Now consider what Andromeda actually is. Our Milky Way contains somewhere between 200 and 400 billion stars. Andromeda contains 1 trillion. It is not a comparable galaxy drifting toward us. It is a gravitational entity more than twice our size, carrying mass we cannot fully account for, surrounded by dark matter scaffolding that extends far beyond what any telescope can directly observe. The luminous stars you see in photographs represent only a fraction of Andromeda's total mass. The dark matter halo around it may be the single largest structure within 5 million light-years of Earth, and the halos are already overlapping. This is the part NASA's long-range projections note in footnotes, in supplemental data, in the kind of language designed to be technically accurate without being emotionally legible. The outer dark matter halos of the Milky Way and Andromeda are not separated by the gap their visual centers imply. They have already begun to intersect. The gravitational influence of 1 trillion stars is already threading through the outer edge of our galaxy's structure. The collision has, in a very real sense, already started. It started before you were born, before your grandparents were born, before the species existed. And the visible fireworks, the moment the galactic disks themselves begin to interact, are simply the part we've been conditioned to call the event, because it's the part we can visualize. But the trap closed long before that. The trajectory was locked at a distance of perhaps 5 million light-years, in an epoch of the universe when neither galaxy contained a single planet capable of producing a nervous system. There was never a window, there was never an escape. Now close the loop on the question from earlier. Why is Andromeda the one galaxy dark energy cannot push away? Because dark energy acts on the universe at scale, on the vast, homogeneous average of space, where matter is thinly spread and the cosmological constant dominates. But at local scales, where mass concentrations are dense enough, gravity wins. The Milky Way and Andromeda together contain enough mass, enough gravitationally bound structure that the expansion of space cannot pry them apart. Their mutual gravity exceeds the expansive force acting between them. Dark energy is not weak, it is winning everywhere else in the universe. It is the reason the observable universe will eventually be an island of emptiness. Our local group of galaxies stranded in a void, every external galaxy red-shifted beyond the reach of any signal we could ever send. But right here, it fails. Right here, the two most massive structures in our corner of the universe are gravitationally bound to each other in a way that the expansion of space-time itself cannot override. The same dark energy pulling the universe apart chose us as the exception, not because we're special, because we're heavy enough to fall toward each other regardless. There is no force available to a civilization, even a civilization millions of years more advanced than ours, that changes this. The escape velocity required to pull the Milky Way out of Andromeda's gravitational reach would require energy outputs that exceed anything theoretically possible within the laws of physics as we understand them. The trajectory is not a projection. It is a gravitational certainty. What happens when 1 trillion stars collide with 400 billion? The mathematics of galactic collision are not what intuition suggests. The distances between individual stars are so vast that the stellar disks of both galaxies will pass through each other with almost no direct star-to-star contact. What changes is everything else. Gas clouds will compress and ignite, triggering bursts of star formation at rates hundreds of times higher than anything happening in either galaxy today. The gravitational interaction will distort both disks into tidal arms, streaming filaments of stars pulled out of their orbits by forces they've never encountered. The two central supermassive black holes, ours at 4 million solar masses, Andromeda's estimated at 100 million solar masses, will begin a gravitational spiral that ends in a single catastrophic merger event, producing a release of energy visible across the observable universe. The resulting structure will not resemble either galaxy. Astronomers call it a provisional name, Milkomeda, an elliptical galaxy, no spiral arms, no rotating disk. A diffuse sphere of stars redistributed by a collision that took billions of years to complete and seconds, cosmically speaking, to resolve. Our sun will almost certainly survive the passage. Its orbit may change. The night sky will be unrecognizable, filled with the stars of two galaxies intermixed, the smear of light that was once Andromeda now surrounding us from every direction. Whether anything on this planet survives to see it is a separate question, one the collision itself doesn't answer. The sun's own timeline does. In approximately 5 billion years, the sun begins its red giant phase, expanding to consume Mercury, Venus, and almost certainly Earth. The Andromeda collision arrives first at 4.5 billion years. What this means is that any version of humanity present at the moment of first galactic contact will be witnessing it from a solar system already in the final stages of stellar evolution. The two cosmic clocks, the approach of Andromeda and the death of our star, are running in parallel, separated by perhaps 500 million years. The trap is closing. The star is dying. The timelines are converging. You are sitting inside a system where 4 billion years of gravitational inevitability meets 5 billion years of stellar life cycle, and both clocks are already running. Right now, Andromeda is out there, 2.537 million light-years away, invisible to the naked eye as a threat, familiar enough in photographs to feel distant and abstract. Closing 110 kilometers every second, its dark matter halo already threading through the outermost edge of the galaxy you were born inside. And dark energy, the force unraveling the rest of the known universe, cannot touch it. The question is not whether this will happen. The question is whether, in 4.5 billion years, when the first stars of Andromeda begin to rise in a sky that no longer looks like anything humans ever recorded, there will be anything left that remembers what it looked like before. Leave your answer below, because whatever you believe, the universe is under no obligation to agree.